Pachakacha is a Japanese word for chit-chat and is the name of a presentation format created in Japan in 2003 by Astrid Klein and Mark Dytham, two architects looking for a way people could share their work quickly and simply in public. Since then, the idea has spread to over 700 cities around the world. At every Pachakacha night, creative thinkers come together and share their ideas with only 20 images shown for 20 seconds each. Pachakacha, a fast, fun format. Find a location, join the conversation.
So, ladies and gentlemen, our next speaker is originally from Georgia, earned his bachelor's, master's, PhD from schools in Georgia, and currently serves as the Director for Assessment for the College of Pharmacy at the University of Georgia. In addition to working in student affairs, he is the co-director of the Georgia Ballroom Performance Group, a freelance choreographer, and an avid football fan. He once worked as a butcher in a Winn-Dixie market to pay for undergrad, but is here tonight to share a dancer's perspective on student learning. Please join me in welcoming to the stage, Michael Fulford.
Close your eyes. Try to clear your mind. It's hard, isn't it? See, you're assessing all the time. Our bodies and mind are designed to assess. You see, I'm a dance teacher in the dance department, and across the street, I work in the College of Pharmacy as a director of assessment. I actually go between both every day. So one day I was in the assessment committee meeting after I taught ballroom, and it dawned on me, I'm kind of talking about the same stuff. I really felt that. See, I believe that you don't be so focused on the steps that you forget to dance. What I realized is in accreditation and assessment, we're so focused on the what, we forget about the way. The way that students carry themselves, the way we carry ourselves. We get caught up in checklists. I call this the glut of what, right? Everybody's telling us, you should do this way. This is what students should learn. This theory is the one you're supposed to use. No, not that one. Accreditors tell us how to do things and what to do, but we can't just do that. All those things are important, but they're just a part. Instead, we need to think about delving into the gray of way, is what I call it, right? So when we're willing to live in the gray of way, all 50 or more shades of it, we can begin to explore those things like leadership, courage, all those easy things to assess, right? So I'm going to talk to you about what dancers do. We use the elements of dance. This is how I teach. First is body. It's not what you think. It's about us exploring our own mind, body, and soul to express and determine the vehicle in which I express. I'm going to take my body and put it into action as a dancer. Because I have to be able to move and express. I have to find a way to articulate the way I move to people. Those are my actions. And then I take my body and my mind and my soul and I put it in action into space. Whether it be a street or a stage or a lobby or tonight at cabaret, wherever you're going to express. So as a dancer, we have to take our body action, move it through space, and consume the space that we're in. And if we talk about consuming space, we have to talk about how we will consume that space, which is a reflection of speed. I can move fast. I can move slow. I can be still. I might move with the words. I might move with my feelings. That's about time. And then energy. Energy is whether you can feel the presence of a dancer. You know you've watched it, you've seen it. That person who's a great dancer, you're just drawn in because they know how to reach all of you with the way they move. Their energy is so important. So we're kind of building on this. And then we get into relationships. I have to be able to not just put all these elements into action, but I have to connect to every person, myself, and I have to dig deeper and find what that means. That's what I want to do. I want to do it in my eyes, my body, my soul as a dancer. We look for that. So what does this mean for you? For you and for us in student affairs, I believe we have to immerse ourselves in the whole thing the way a dancer does. Observe, listen, evaluate, model, and challenge holistically with our students. First, the way they dig deep. I love this quote. To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment. This association, we do that all the time. We challenge ourselves to be yourself. Be comfortable with who you want to be and demand it. We teach our dancers, we teach our students to dig deep. We also challenge you to look at the way they engage. It's not enough to just go stand next to the table and talk about it. You want the students out there. We want to see how do they get out there and make this happen. You have to be there. You have to see that. You observe it. The way they include. When we talk about space and consuming space, how do our students consume space? How do they act in it? Do they include? Do they exclude? But we have to be there and be immersed in that place and space so we can encourage them or discourage them from the way they're going to move in space. I love Doctor Who, and I love this quote, so I like to throw out something that people assume that but learning is a strict progression of cause to effect. But actually, from a nonlinear, non-subjective point of view, it's more like a big ball of wibbly-wobbly, learny-worny stuff. And isn't that what it is? And this is the one, I want you to say this with me. Presence is more than just being there. Everybody. How can you assess a student's presence and the way they are felt if you're not present with them? We have to be present. I'm present with my dancers. We have to be present with our students. And we have to be able to relate. If we're present with our students, then we can better assess the way they relate to others. How can you just simply sit on the side and listen to stories after you come into work? You have to be there. You have to be there with them to relate. So in the end, oh my gosh, she's here. So I had to put it up there. But the most important thing I want to leave you with tonight is that I'm a dancer, right? I do foxtrot. I can move my hips with salsa. But all of you are dancers. You teach the dance of life. I'm just going to ask us all to assess it accordingly. So dig deep. Be there with your students. And assessment's not that hard if we actually take the time to be with them. You've been doing it your entire career. We just have to be there for them. Thank you.